We're live. Oh my God. Whoop, whoop, whoop. This is just like yesterday was just a nightmare. And thankfully...
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention enough. You tell Carole's nervous. She hasn't even
Oh,
checked her
yeah.
balls.
I dusted them earlier.
No, she did have dusty balls.
But yesterday there was thank you to everyone that came to our live yesterday. It was originally planned for 7 o'clock as usual on a Thursday. However, the world of Google Cloud or whatever it was decided to have this outage that affected all around the world just when we were going onto the live, because I checked all the live before and it was everything was fine on StreamYard and we couldn't get access. But today we're here, we're back, and we couldn't be happier. So thank you so much. We've just been with Emma Cruises on her live and listened to her. Yeah, we're celebrating with a drink, and it's Friday night. So raise your glasses, everyone, and let us know in the comments what you're drinking this evening. So we're gonna have a few beers with you all. So thank you again for joining. What was so lovely about yesterday, we could actively see the chat afterwards. And it was so lovely how everyone came together and was like so patient and very supportive of us and telling stories of when they first came across our YouTube channel. And also there was a bit of a sing-song going on, which we were laughing at, weren't we?
You might be able to tell Carole's still a bit nervous by the fact that she's on full gabble mode. So when she gets nervous, she talks really fastly and doesn't stop for a break. I particularly liked was the fact that some people said it was one of our best lives ever because they couldn't see us or hear us.
Oh, anyway, so we're here tonight to tell you all about our next group cruise. There's already people in the comments that have already booked it, and please don't give anything away, guys, with any of your comments until we announce it, which we're going to do in
because if you do, I'm going to come and find you.
No, in 15 minutes. The reason people have booked is because it's been open for a week with our patrons and our members, and also the people that sign up from newsletter. So if you want to be the first to know about that, make sure you'll join one of those things. But yeah, so about 15 minutes. It takes a while for everyone to get here, doesn't it? So let's first start at see who's here and say hi to everyone.
Before you start saying hi to everybody, that a lot of the things in the chat, I can't remember the guy's name, but we've got a community called Discord. And to be in Discord, you've got to be a Patreon or a YouTube member. And that's got to be a paid Patreon or a paid YouTube member.
Yeah.
If you're a free Patreon member, it doesn't get you anything at all.
No, it's just something Patreon have set up.
So it's just something the Patreon set up. It's nothing to do with us. But just to explain, if you want to be part of our Discord community, which is a fabulous place to be, lots of like-minded people and friendly banter and advice and tips and all sorts of stuff going on, baby photos, or you name it. It's all in there. Pictures of my rubbishy race car, lots and lots of stuff, but you have to be a paying member.
There seemed to be some confusion, wasn't there, in the comments?
And that's it. That's all I've got to say with that. You won't hear another word from me for the rest of the night. Really?
So Wibbs Travels here. So Trude is here. Wibbly wobbly. Lovely to see you. Friday the 13th, you are pushing your luck. Do you know, when I rearranged it, I was like, oh my God, no, not Friday the 13th. But thankfully, it's all going smoothly so far.
I said I wasn't going to say anything else, but I'm going to give you an interesting fact now.
Go on then.
There's only one Friday the 13th this year.
Is there?
It's today.
Oh, really?
And there's only 2 next year.
Oh, didn't know that. How did you know that? TikTok, probably.
TikTok? No, not TikTok. It was on the radio today. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. Somebody will tell me if I'm fibbing or not.
So Joseph is here. Love to see Joseph and Mike from Brooklyn in New York. Right then, how many days would be your shortest cruise you would do? And what would be the longest cruise days a week you would do? Well, I can answer the longest one because we've currently got, and we announced a little while ago, a 42-day cruise in January to Australia, South Pacific and New Zealand. And we're very excited about that. Whether that'll be too long for us, we will let you know.
But they're not asking what's the longest we got booked. They're asking what's the longest we would do and what's the shortest we would do.
Well, the longest we would do at the moment is 42 days.
No, that's the longest we are going to do. But what they're trying to say is like Para DJ's just done one that's about 150 days. Would we do that? No, not on the same ship.
Not at the moment. No. It doesn't. We want to try this 42 day and see how we feel after that.
Yes,
is my point.
But to be fair, we've done a 3-day.
We've done 4 days.
We've done a 4-day, and the trouble is, it's almost like it's not a true cruising experience because when it's 2, 3, 4 days, it tends to be a booze cruise. So you're not getting the full cruising experience. But if you want to go and there's a gang of you and you want to have a few beers and like tear it up, it's a good thing. But if you want to go for your normal cruise experience, I feel that really 7 days is the minimum that you should be going for, because people won't go on a 7-day stag do. They'll go on a 2, 3, 4 days. So I think you'll get more cruise aligned people on a cruise ship like that. And I think with all the aggravation of driving to the port and packing and doing this and doing that, 2 days is
we've done it once. We said we didn't do it again. That was on Ventura many years ago, wasn't it?
It's just not worth the aggravation, to be fair.
So Nick and Tracy, I know that they actually popped in, but they've got out with family tonight. So hope you have a great night, guys. If you have got a question for us, then please do start it with questions so we can find them. And a question that they've asked is, as we're often away in the motorhome or cruises, do you have enough time at home to relax and switch off? My real relaxing time is when Paul goes racing, and you love going racing, don't you, when you're at home?
I don't even go racing. I've got these fictitious photos. In the film The Full Monty, Tom Wilkinson, who sadly passed away last year, who's, I believe, plays Gerald, he gets made redundant from work. But he dislikes spending time with his wife so much that he doesn't tell her that he's been made redundant, and he goes out every day with his sandwiches and just goes and sits in the park.
Well, I don't think he was just like spending time with her. He was embarrassed that he'd lost his job.
He's embarrassed he's lost his job, and plus the fact she was spending money like it was going out of fashion. And I'm a bit like that. I just pretend I'm going somewhere, and I don't really.
You go and sit on the park bench.
I just take the camper and I park in a lay-by just outside Gloucester. And I come back 3 days later. I put a bit of mud on my face. How's you going? Oh, blooming hell! I was in this one race, had a puncture, and then, you're not going to believe it.
Anyway,
none of that's true. I love going racing.
You do. And Micah here, so even on P&C's Lives Part 2, indeed.
Part 1 was not a tough act to follow.
And Jill is saying they were out last night, so looking forward to tonight's. Explore with Eric's here too. Lovely. I haven't seen you for a while, so love to see you guys. Paul is asking, Paul's asking about any thoughts on Carnival banning 2 YouTubers said away from all Carnival brands for 5 years of what appears to be some criticism. To be fair, Paul, we've been out all day. We've been out to meet Dan and his new lady, and we had a lovely lunch. So we've only come in and we've started sort of going through social media and seeing what's going on. So at the moment, we're quite shocked to read what we're reading. We're trying to digest what's been said, and I know they've put a video out. So until we get time to sort of see exactly what's going on, it's hard to comment. But certainly it is big news today in the cruise community by the looks.
It's big news, and we would like to be fully aligned with the facts.
Yeah.
Before
we haven't had a chance to do that today.
Before we start making any sort of judgmental judgments.
Exactly that. Exactly. Joseph saying we don't get dressed up a lot anymore except when we're on a cruise. We love it. Isn't it great? There's a choice to dress if you want to. You both look wonderful on formal night. Oh, thank you, Joseph. It is. And there's a cruise line out there for everyone. There's lots of cruise lines that are far more relaxed where you just don't take your dressing up clothes. And there's some that if you really like to dress up, you can too. So you're quite right, Joseph. It's great to have a choice.
And I think it is. And I think it's a situation. This is what annoys me, Joseph, is when there's clearly a dress code and people refuse to adhere to it. Now, and if the cruise line does nothing about it, what's the point of having a dress code? Now, it's like everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people say, oh, Cunard is far too this, is far too that. It's not any of those things. You can do whatever you want dress-wise on a Cunard ship, but you're restricted on certain nights to what areas you can go in. Now, you're made fully aware of that before you even get on the cruise. You know that there's dress codes for certain nights, and it's usually just gala nights. So on gala nights, you can't go in to the dining room in a scruffy old pair of jeans and a vest. But you'll still get people doing it and then showing off saying, well, you can't tell me what to do. It's like, well, actually they can, because it's their cruise ship. So I'm all for a live and let live and dress however you want to, but only if it's within the rules.
Yeah.
And the cruise lines, to me, should be saying to people when they rock up in a pair of socks and sliders on formal night, is like, well, I'm sorry, mate, but it's gala night tonight, so you're going to have to go to the buffet, and you can't go to the Commodore Club, and you can't go here. But everywhere else, knock yourself out.
Exactly.
And I think if they were more transparent about stuff, But you could go on a Cunard ship and you could never put a tie or a shirt on the entire time you're on there, and you still have a wonderful time.
Lots of people do.
And lots of people do. But I personally, I love the gala nights, and I'm not massively big on getting excited about dressing up, but we do always dress up and make the effort. But I just love seeing all the other people, from little children up to 90-year-old people, who've got some really swanky outfits on and nice waistcoats, and the ladies dress. And I remember we did it was one of the themed nights on Cunard, and there was 2 ladies, and they were in their 80s if they were a day. Could have even been a little bit older. Yeah. And they just had this big smile on their face, and Carole got talking to them, and they said, "Oh my God," she said, "we just love it." So when do we get the chance to dress up like this?
Exactly.
And they don't. And they were just so happy about it. But if they didn't want to, they didn't have to. But they just loved it. It's just, I thought it was just a wonderful thing.
Corinne, just see you're asking about the sail away, guys. So hopefully you've seen our take on that so far. Until we know more, then it's hard to say. Kevin's here, so lovely to see Kevin. Kevin was our guinea pig earlier. We did a bit of a test run with our live, didn't we? Our backup live. Now I know how to do it through YouTube rather than through StreamYard now, which I never used to. So actually, out of a nightmare last night, there's been some learning and some positivity.
Oh, it did make me smile, because there was a hoo-ha. And when it was go live, and it was just like, it was just like the old days of dial-up, when it's just like thinking, it wouldn't do it. So we thought maybe it was Carole's laptop. So I grabbed my laptop, and then I immediately got told off because I had too many windows left open.
He never closes his windows.
Closed the windows. Like, that was why StreamYard had gone down globally. The whole world couldn't go on StreamYard, but it was my fault because I hadn't closed my windows.
Yes, it was. Claire's here. Fabulous to see you, Claire, even though I've seen you 2 nights in a row. Well, sort of, yes. And Chris is here. So obviously Chris and Jamie, looking forward to trying this again. We'll attempt to listen while I'm working, otherwise I'll catch them on replay. So thank you so much. And Barbara's here from a very sunny Highcliffe-on-Sea. Yeah, the weather's been good again, hasn't it? We've had so much mixed weather in England. It's been really, one minute it's the pouring with rain and the next minute sunny. So it's great to see the sun's coming out. And it looks like a heat wave's on its way, doesn't it, for next week? Yo, Kevin B's in the house. Oh, lovely to see you, Kevin. You're back on your treatment and everything's going well.
Nice to see you, mate. Looking good.
Yes,
and
you are.
Can't wait to catch up for a beer quite soon.
Yes, exactly. So, David's here saying, "Hello, when it's raining stormy on the Isle of Wight. Glad I got the washing out for a quick blow." Oh, Ted and Brenda in the house. So obviously, Ted, Kay, have a nice day. Happy Friday, everyone. Ted and Brenda, I've got to say, and I was talking about you guys today with Dan. You two were just this bundle of happiness. We had so many people on our group cruise that made us laugh.
But bearing in mind, she's gauging that by me, and I'm miserable all the time.
And every time I was in your company, you just exude happiness, and it really made me just feel so good. And I'm not saying everyone in our group cruise we had such a great time with, but you two, you were just like these 2 little happy bunnies, and it was just such a pleasure getting to know you better. And we can't wait to meet you again on our future cruises too. So Sean's in the house. Sean's back from his mammoth 4-week trip. He did our cruise, and then he stayed on for another cruise. Then he'd been to Spain. So lovely to see you here too. Catherine says it's been really nice in Barnsley too. Finger crossed the tech gremlins don't interfere. Exactly. And Jeff and Bob are here. I know they're out with their niece and nephew today. They've sent a message, so hope you have a lovely time with them.
Ahoy from
Ohio. Yes, got it.
She's done it.
So let's have a look. Frank and Jen from New Mexico are here. So lovely to see you guys. See y'all. And Gil and Sandra. So lovely to see you too. And Rosemary's in the Highlands. And in the sunshine. So brilliant. And Kenan and Lindsay, they were so lovely as well yesterday. Our phone went when we were trying to go live, and Ken was like, "How can I help?" And bless him, he was, because Ken's very tech savvy. So he gave us some ideas about finding out what the issue was.
Yeah, he's a bit like me, Ken. He's very, very tech savvy.
Oh dear. And Andy and Carla are here too. So let's go and see if we got.
And happy birthday to Andy. For,
yes.
When was that?
Yes.
Last couple of days.
It's Rose Bruce's and Andy's today.
Oh, today. Yeah.
They're off to the
that Andy is 43.
I don't know how old Andy is.
I think Andy'd be quite pleased that I said he's 43.
Oh, Jackie's here. She's waiting for the good times to start. Love our lifetime together. Thanks, Pincy. Yeah, we love our time too. So thank you so much. And Morris is also here. Let's try again. And Mandy and Chris are here. So good evening, everyone. And also Jerry and Diane saying, hope everything goes well with this live. We hope so too. Kevin's asking about the race car. Did the sprayer work out well?
I didn't buy the sprayer for the race car. I got a proper air one, which Al, my nephew's got. But I tried it out with some water, and as you would have seen, and hopefully, weather permitting over the weekend, I've got some paint ready to do some stuff outdoors. So we've got a little chicken house, which Carole's dad made for us many years ago, which is now just for sentimental value. So I'm hopefully going to spruce that up. And then we've got a bar, which Carole's dad also bought for us, and that could do with a repaint. So
he didn't buy for us, he built it.
He built for us. And so hopefully...
And the gate.
And a gate and the fence and all sorts of stuff going
I don't know
on.
if you've seen one of our shorts or our reels we put on. Paul thought it'd be funny, show me how the sprayer works. And then he turned it on me and thought it was highly amusing. Anywho, but race car wise, you've been up twice this week, haven't you, with Al doing bits and bobs on that?
Yes, hopefully camper fix, because also had a camper issue. And race car is the first round of the British Championship next weekend, not this weekend, next weekend. And it's at Blyton Airfield, which is in Gainsborough.
Is it?
Yeah, so that's up north. And so a fair old drive, but so we'll be heading off there very early next Friday morning for a long weekend, and there's a lot of cars already signed in. So the chances of me making the final are somewhere between 0 and 0. But there should be some brilliant racing all weekend. So I'm really looking forward to
and I got a weekend planned with my girlfriends and just chilling out in the garden. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So I want to start
painting everything when my spray.
I was just saying, we've just this evening, just while we'll go into the group cruise shortly because we're 16 minutes in now, just to let you know that the video that we've just literally got out tonight, because obviously we always put our which one? This is one here, which is all about. Let me get Kevin's thing off there, which is all about our 4th episode on Queen Victoria, where we go to Cadiz, find a real bargain in Cadiz. Thanks to Kenny Lindsay.
Carole said you like this thumbnail, and I thought it was a bit harsh because it says so cheap and the arrow's pointed to you.
Well, it is. Yeah, it is. So do go after this live. Do go and check our video out. And we've got one more episode of Queen Victoria to go. And then we will be going on. We're going to do the Sky Princess group cruise video because we think obviously with our group cruise going on sale, it would be good to show people exactly what that entailed. But I'm trying to condense that down to one long video so people can see that. So let's have a look then. So let's go to a couple more questions if we've got them, and then
you haven't even got to 8 o'clock, have you?
I know, but there's so many lovely people here, isn't there? Donna saying, even everyone, hope no one has melted this heat. Glad I live in the North East Coast. Looks too hot down south. Oh, and we can go on to Laura's question. So should we do the announcement, Paulie, about the group cruise? What do you think? No. I think we should wait. My book's in my handbag, Paul, if you don't mind.
Well, mate, if you can't get yourself organised, I can't be held responsible for that.
So, right then. So, as you know, we had a fabulous time on Sky Princess, and we wanted to come off Sky Princess and then wait and see that all the 2027 itineraries were out so that we can make a choice, because there was about 3 or 4 different cruise lines that we were looking at to see who would offer one for the best value, but also an itinerary that we both want to do and over a time frame that we wanted to do it. And the decision has been made, hasn't it, Paulie Morgan? Are you not going to do a drum roll or anything? So our 2027 is going to be on. Do a proper drum. That's enough now. The Majestic Princess. Now, people say, oh, another princess ship. Yes, it is another princess ship.
That's easy for you to say.
And it is the same class as Sky. However, it's got some differences. And the reason we picked this one is because the itinerary that we're going to do is around the British Isles plus Ireland and France. And it's a 12-night cruise, which I'll show you here now. I want to show you exactly, this is the ship. So this is Majestic. And if you can see at the front here, it's got a very unique feature that this class of ship in the Princess Fleet hasn't got. And that's the Hollywood Conservatory and Hollywood Club, which is an inside pool. So it's got something like an equivalent of a crow's nest, which the other Royal class ships don't have, do they? So we were hoping, in my head, I was hoping that an older ship was going to come to the UK, and obviously we're tied by what ships are coming. We did look at other companies that were offering this type of itineraries because we wanted to do a British Isles and Ireland cruise for quite a long time. But from a price bracket, this was the best value, wasn't it?
From a price point, we looked at what?
Yeah.
From a price point, we looked at other stuff, and we still think that Princess, with the Princess Plus and the Princess Premium, represents probably the best value for money packages out there when you consider what you get for the Princess Plus with the Wi-Fi, with your drinks, with your tips.
And everyone was so pleased with it on Sky Princess, weren't they?
Yeah.
And we know that Princess is consistently good. Other companies that we were looking at are very sort of intermittent, weren't they? And we thought we need to pick something that we know is going to be people will get value for their money and get good service, good food, etc. And we're really happy with Princess. Obviously, we're going to always look at different options for the future too. But this is the itinerary that we've decided on. The dates it's in May. It's on May the 25th, and the reason we picked that is all to do with Paul's racing dates. It does span over a half term, but it starts the week before and spans over that. We can't imagine many families will be picking a 12-night cruise around the British Isles and Ireland and France. And the other reasons we booked it, well, we just said about value for money.
We also had, talking to people on our group cruise, we had a lot of people saying that a British Isles cruise, that sounds amazing. We've had a lot of people say to us, what to wear on a British Isles cruise? And we tried to tell them. Now we're going to have to find out firsthand what to wear. In May, it should be lovely because obviously it's going to be almost like 2 years next week to the day. So if we're getting the weather we're having at the minute, happy days. It encompasses obviously England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, and Southern Ireland.
And France.
And a little touch into France.
Yeah.
So
no, just to make it clear, if you want to book this cruise, you have to, if you want to be part of our group cruise, because we've had lots of questions already, and people that have booked our Sky Princess cruise and just presume that they could be part of the group, you have to book it through our travel agent, Dan. And I will be updating the group cruise page on our website as soon as this live's finished with a link that you could go through and see more details. Send Dan the message and he can find out the pricing for the particular cabins that you want. Now, cabin-wise, it's been very interesting. I'll show you let's show you the itinerary first, and then we'll talk about cabins. So here we are. So this is our itinerary that we've got. We start off by going to Portland in Dorset. We then end up to Falmouth in Cornwall. We're then over to Southern Ireland, to Cove, Dublin. And then we head to Northern Ireland to see Belfast. Then we come back down to Holyhead in Wales on the island of Anglesey, up to Greenock that visits to Glasgow. And then we go right around the top to go to South Queensferry to visit Edinburgh and Le Havre, where I want to go and see Honfleur.
Le Havre.
So we are really pleased about that.
You tried to say Honfleur and Le Havre.
Yeah. So we're really, really pleased with that itinerary. It ticks a lot of boxes for us. The dates work for us. The amount as well. We picked a 12-night cruise because our Sky Princess cruise went so quick and we wanted to spend time with all our lovely people that were on there. And we didn't have a chance to explore the itinerary, did we? We only got off once because we were just so busy doing other things and then so tired that we were catching up in the mornings with a bit of sleep. So from a cabin point of view, we've already, with our patrons and our members, we've already been having a chat on Discord, who's booked what cabin. And there are, on this ship, it's quite unique as well. Just so you know, if you are looking to book. Now, on Dolphin Deck, there are, if you're looking for balcony cabins, can you see these cabins here? They are cabins that have slightly bigger balconies for your Premier Deluxe balconies than other Premier Deluxe cabins. So things to think about. And we've booked a sticky out cabin, which those that don't know what sticky out cabin is these ones here. This isn't our cabin, just in case you're thinking that is. However, these cabins that have the little sticky out either look forward or aft, you pay the same amount of money for a mini suite, but you get extra balcony space. This is where the skywalk is. So these cabins here could be potentially overlooked, but we know because on previous cruises we've stayed either end and it's really private. So I just wanted to give you that information about cabins because if you want particular cabins, great. If you just want to book an inside guarantee cabin, then that's fine too. So that's our news. We're really pleased with the choice that we've made. We've had some fantastic feedback already from our newsletter guys and our patrons and YouTube members. So if you do want to join us, then stay tuned to our website. And I'll be sharing it on our Facebook as well tomorrow and elsewhere. So the link to the form. So anything else you wanted to add about that, Paulie? I just said about that, about the conservatory, the racing dates, and just about that you have to book through Dan. So please make sure that's because if you turn up on the ship and say, well, we booked the same cruise as you, you won't be able to join in with our group activities, which we got so much good feedback about all the quizzes and the silly stuff that we did. So so there we are. So let's know what your thoughts are in the comments, and if you booked, because it'll lovely to see everyone. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Jennifer Future's here. Sally Wright, so thank you so much. Jim and Dwayne and the Steaming Bean. So right then. So let's have a look for the next question. Gosh. Christian Kennett here. Hopefully Friday the 13th was uneventful. It was.
It was Thursday the 12th. That was a problem.
Kevin says, my dusty balls. I know I had to dust them.
Oh, she's terrible.
So Anna Buttermore was saying that she'd see us over here because I was at Emma's live earlier. So thank you for coming. And here and there, David and Claire are here. So they've booked our cruise as well. So check their channel out too. Janet saying hello from a muggy Pershaw. Tina saying laugh out loud, dusty balls. Steinward Matchin saying the first time Emma brought me here. Well, thank you so much for joining us. That's brilliant. Corin's drinking a Pimm's. Very nice. That's very classy, Corin. So Stephen's on the water. Very good. And David and Claire are just on lemon water. I like lemon water. You're not such a fan, are you? No. Dadabetic is drinking Copico brand instant coffee, brown flavour.
Brown flavour. Is brown a flavour?
I guess so. And Emma Cruz says, hey, passing the live stream button. Yes, brilliant. So excellent. So it was a great live of Emma's, as always. She's currently on Norwegian in Honningsvåg. So if you want to see what it's like going up to the Arctic Circle this time of year when it doesn't get dark, make sure you're following her. She posts a lot on Instagram and we'll obviously do videos afterwards. Laurie's working, she's an RN, so Perrier for me. So let's have a look. Coffee at 7 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, well, that's fair enough, Tracy. Anne says I'm on the water after my first gym session today. Oh, way to go. Claire's on the hot tea, so that's good. And Morris on just orange juice and lemonade. And Barbara's on cream soda. Gosh, I'm not a Barbara.
Henry, orange juice and lemonade.
Yes, it is. It is a Henry.
Called, isn't it?
It is a Henry. Yeah. That orange juice and lemonade.
Yeah, and it's called a Henry.
It is.
Yeah.
Barbara's on cream soda. I've had cream soda for a long, long time. Right, let's have a look. So Jane came here from Emma's live stream as well, so thank you so much. Rich is in the house. So lovely to see you guys. You came on our group cruise. And John is here. Hola. And Nami does cruising. So Jello. Gillian said it's her husband's Ian's having Bishop's Finger because it's his birthday. I say, what's Bishop's Finger?
It's a real ale.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. Lauren and Sid are on their way home from work, so they got us on in the car. So that's great to hear.
That's just crazy, isn't it? We can't even get the sat nav to work in our car.
We sat nav today. We were meeting Dan and Mary in Nailsworth in a lovely pub called the Weybridge Inn, which sold these fantastic pies. And the sat nav took us all around our hat, didn't it? We knew to get to Nailsworth, and then it sent us up the wrong road, and it was a nightmare.
The irony
so to be able to listen to this in your car,
the pub we were going to was 500 yards away from where I used to have a garage forecourt for about 5 years.
I know.
And we still couldn't find them.
No. So Tina's on a bottle of water, and Reese is drinking strawberry squash. So very, very nice. Cheryl's here from Guanajuato. Oh, Guanajuato. Excited about your announcement. Guanajuato, Mexico. Guanajuato. Is our pronunciation rubbish? Probably it
Nowhere
is.
near, probably.
Mandy's drinking a Jameson whiskey with ice. Very nice.
Oh, this is very nice. You
And Ali XO's here. Hi, PNC and everyone. So lovely. And Adrian here. Barnsley Tykes here to say good to see you. Welcome to everyone else out there too. Thank you, Kevin, for if you want to join our Patreon. Kevin's put a little link there for everyone to have a look. And let's see about questions. Questions. Dadatic saying about longer cruises, 142 days of gratuity really adds up. Exactly. We booked our obviously 42-day cruise on Holland America on Nordam when we go to Australia, and we've got the Have It All, which encompasses drinks, obviously gratuities and some dining, etc. So we don't have to worry about that, and we were pleased with the price that we paid.
Yeah.
We've just actually booked the laundry package because we thought we're away for 42 days, and that wasn't so cheap. But when we broke it down, we worked out per day, it was about £3 per person per day. So actually that'll save us just packing loads and having to pay.
So it means I can take 2 shirts and 2 pairs of pants, and Carole can take 457 dresses, 90 pairs of shoes.
Well, yes. 0% beer here after 2 weeks drinking for England in the Med. And Claire says she was born on Friday the 13th. Oh, David was.
That doesn't surprise me.
So Pension for Life saying hello from sunny DC. So thank you for joining. Emma says she's on 12 nights. Feels so long. It is long for you. But I just love a longer cruise. Honestly, it's so good. John is saying that he does 7 days minimum. I agree with that. Robert's also saying long cruise for me has been 21 nights, which was a back-to-back, which was on Iona. Weather was nicer in Northern Europe and Southampton than it was in the Med. You just never know, do you? Just never know. Davina's having a glass of fizz because it's Friday. So it's Fizz Friday. So I said, don't forget to like this video, guys. 204 people haven't. So yes, thanks for the reminder. Donna said they had 22 days on Arvia. The 3rd week was a lot of repeat shows. We were knackered. Old age setting in. That's the only thing, isn't it?
That's the problem. Our longest cruise was on Azamara, and it was 25, 26 days, something like that. And I think it was all right, but you do get the repeat shows because they can't cater for, they can't cater for everybody. No, and it's I think 2 weeks is the maximum, and then you get repeats, don't you? So, Susan's here saying hello from Barcelona. I've missed a few chats. If you already talked about, did the kitchen get painted in the end? Well, the painting, we've now got a big patch of the colour that we thought, and we both looked at it. We left it for 2 days to just bed in, and we both looked at it. And what did we say, Paulie? We don't like it. We don't like it. So we're back to the drawing board. But we have got some other colours that we're trialling, so we'll let you know about that when they're up and ready to go. Richard's saying he sat in his office at work, headset on, deep in a call, occasionally nodding or typing something randomly so I can watch. Brilliant. Love to Travel's here saying any up-and-coming cruise with Ambassador looks like they have a good Iceland itinerary. We are looking at Ambassador for some Bristol itineraries next year, aren't we? So we are looking, but we haven't got anything booked as yet. And they do a very good, I said do Iceland, you're right. And potentially that might be something for we have 2027. There's nothing in stone, but we have got our eye on that Icelandy thing.
We do want to go to Iceland. Derek saying, hi PNC, belated happy anniversary. Think about an Alaska cruise, value your experience. In your opinion, which line is the best?
Well, you've got to do, there's only 2 lines that I would recommend purely because they get bragging rights in Alaska, and that's either Holland America or Princess. They get priority in some of the ports. So if you're going to do it, I would do it on one of those 2. We've done it on Holland America.
Which was
had
superb.
A fabulous time. And who knows, we may even be doing it on Princess. You never know.
We are. We've already announced it, Paul.
We are doing it. I never know what I'm allowed to say. And she wasn't pulling the hairs on my legs. I didn't know what direction to do. So yes, and we are doing it with Princess in September.
But yes, I agree with Paul with the bragging rights. However,
no, let me stop you there. That's it. You agree with Paul on the bragging rights, and let's move on.
Princess and Holland America have been going there for the longest, so they get first dibs on docking areas. However, I would be seriously looking at where you want to go in Alaska, because now there's lots of different itineraries, some that touch in Victoria in Canada, some that go a little bit further north. So if there are, and I know Princess is doing it, and obviously Norwegian, so I would say for me, it's where do you want to go in Alaska would be the booking point for us. And this cruise we got in September. The reason we picked that one was because it is going to Victoria and Canada, but also it's going out of Seattle, because last time we went out of Vancouver and we don't feel the need to go back to Vancouver, so we wanted to go out of a different port. So we were looking at going either out of San Francisco or Seattle. So there are options. So if you've been, if there's a city in America or Canada that you've not been to, that's another thing to think about. So and also have a look at, when you're doing Alaska, the first time we went to Holland America, the excursions are very expensive, but they are really, I think, for your first time in Alaska, to do the Skagway Railway and to do the whale watching and all that, I think it made our trip, didn't it?
It did.
This time we're doing things more independently, and we're going to be trying different things because we've done it. So do make sure you budget for excursions when you're going to Alaska. Laura's saying she does like 7 days. Longer is better for me. I try a 5-day one later this year. Yeah, 5 days. We did a 5-day one on Saga, and it was fabulous. But that's not a party ship. It gets quite lively, actually, to be fair, doesn't it? But, doing a 2-day P&O cruise out of, or 3-day MSC, you're going to get, obviously, the party goers. Stein was just asking. No, I was just. I thought he was asking about the itinerary that I'd already said. But he said, "Why do we pick the specific Princess itinerary for your last group cruise?" Because we'd never been to Scandinavia. We'd done Norway and we'd done the fjords, but we'd never been to Denmark.
But so all those ports were new for us.
They were all new.
And the sort of the time frame worked out, and we liked Sky Princess, so it was a sort of a combination of several things.
Yeah. Gareth's just saying, Leanne recently did a 5-day Saga cruise. It's working fine on Facebook, obviously, which is good. Yeah. Leanne recently did a 5-day Saga cruise, Portsmouth to Dover, to introduce them to Saga, and she loved it. It is a great way to introduce an experience, and Saga are great. I'd love to do another Saga cruise. But
I think, like Carole said, I don't want to paint Saga as being like God's waiting room and just all out fuddy-duddies, because that's not the case, because we had some fantastic entertainment on there, and the dance floor every night was packed when they had the live bands on, so that's not the case at all. But what you won't get with Saga, a 5-day cruise with Saga is not like a 4 or 5-day cruise with a lot of other lines where just people go on there and see if they can like hit the drinks package every day.
Often short cruises don't include the drinks package.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, so it's a totally different experience doing a short cruise on Saga than it would be a short cruise on a lot of other cruise lines.
Yeah. Killian Sandra also says 7 days a minimum for us. Jennifer's saying, and I want to put this comment on because I want to be clarifying that this has nothing to do with Sail Away magazine and Dan and Jay. This is not why they've been banned from Carnival. But Jennifer quite rightly says that she saw that someone was banned because they were posting tricks about sneaking alcohol on board. Teaching people to break rules is rather underhanded. It is. Yeah, totally. But I want to make it clear that has nothing to do with Sail Away magazine. That we definitely know that. Claire and David are saying it's definitely a group. Was nice to dress up smart, but people don't want to make it up. There's always the buffet. Exactly that. Alexio, Ali XO, have you been on P&O RVO? We're going next month. I love getting dressed up. We haven't. We've been on Iona, and we enjoyed our time on Iona, didn't we? And P&O people, they do have the formal night, so people do tend to dress up, don't they? And they did on Iona.
And P&O can be more of a stickler about dressing up than Cunard. I got refused service
in the Crow's Nest.
In the Crow's Nest on P&O on formal night, so I didn't have a tie on. I've never been refused service on Cunard. So when people say, "Oh, Cunard is too stuffy," and is that?
Yeah, P&O are sticklers.
Not always.
They're sticklers for what you can film in their shows and also dress codes. Let's ask about the spray gun. No, we haven't used it with paint yet. And if he covers me in paint, then that is going to be
like that episode of Friends when Ross goes for his spray tan.
Don't even go there.
Oh, yes. So next time you see Carole, the colour that you're looking for is...
Tango. No.
I'm trying to think what the paint was called, and I can't remember.
Di said, hello, Carole and Paul. Just got back from our Voyager last week. Got to say it's not as good as the Discovery. I thought the Voyager was very poor quality. Oh, sorry to hear that, because we were on there. Well, it's 2 years now, isn't it?
We were on the Maiden, and I have to say...
Yeah, and we were very impressed. So we need to get back on Morella, definitely.
The only one night that I would have said was below par was the gala night, and we went to the dining room, the main dining room on gala night, and there was a few wrong orders turning up and stuff like that, and it was a bit slow. But because it was a new ship, we did all the speciality dining, and there's quite a lot of speciality dining on Voyager, isn't there, that you can do?
Yeah, there's more choice.
And we really like the kitchens as well, because they've got a place that specializes in pies and roast dinners and stuff like that. So,
but it'd be interesting to see if they're done as a, you know.
But we thought the entertainment was good, and we thought the food was good, and it was just like one night.
Discovery still, I think, is that atrium on the Discovery is just such a special place, isn't it? Donna saying, have you watched a vlog that a place was not on your radar after watching you went and said, oh, need to do that? Yes, Rocky Mountaineer. That was for us. I said to Paul, oh my God, I've seen this train trip. We've got to do it. And then when I looked into it, then I found out all about Lake Louise and the beautiful area around Calgary where Kevin Austin has the privilege to live. And I said, I have to do that. So Paul doesn't watch vlogs. I have to, if I say to him, look, I want to watch so-and-so's vlog, will you watch it with me? Oh, okay then. And when he watches it, he actually quite enjoys it, but you're not one for watching any videos, are you?
I don't even know what a vlog is. No. Carole said to me the other day, watch this video, and I started watching it, and I said, oh, he seems quite a nice chap, and Carole said, yes, that's Gary Benbridge.
No.
I do know people, but answering that question, and I haven't done it yet, and I think I might have touched on this before, I did a post for our website, and it's about Tui's newest river cruise ship.
Yes.
That goes down the Nile. And doing a river cruise down the Nile, we went to Egypt on a land-based holiday years ago, and it was by far and easily the worst holiday we've ever been on. And we vowed and declared we would never go back to Egypt. Nothing about it we liked.
No.
But when I wrote this blog post, and it meant that I had to look into the ports it was going to and doing a bit of research, after I wrote the blog post, and then I said to Carole, read this, and she read through it, and she looked at me and said, do you know what? I said, I could quite fancy doing that. I said, do you know what? As I was writing it, I was thinking, I could quite fancy doing that. But the time of year that it is, so you need to be sort of going, I think it goes from sort of November through to about February, March time.
Yeah.
So we know that even if we said we're going to do it, the earliest we could do it would be 2028.
Yes,
2028. So, which ain't a bad thing. Obviously, first world problems and all that. But
we love going away in the winter, so that's when we plan. The summer, we like to be at home and do bits in between, don't we? And obviously, with Paul's racing. Sean's already saying back to work today. You're right, Carole. Looking forward to my next one. Holiday. Yeah, it is. It's depressing, isn't it, when you get back to work? So, Helen is here asking, hey, Paul and Carole, love your content. Well, thank you very much. Thanks to Dan, and we're off on the Apex soon to the Arctic Circle. Lovely. You mentioned Stavanger today on Facebook and Instagram. I did. Could you recommend something to do there, please? Yes. They've got a lovely, there's lots to do in Stavanger. It's great for sitting in one of the little bars that's just by the port and just do some people watching. We did a fantastic rib ride, which is from the area that's just down from the ships. And that I went out to the Pulpit Rock. So if you don't want to do it on a rib, a fast rib, you can do it on just a normal boat trip. So we definitely recommend that because that fjord there is beautiful.
Now, is that the one we did on our own, or is that the one we did with your sister?
We did on our own.
Because you can, if you are thinking about doing a rib ride, I don't want to be taking money out of the cruise line's pockets, but you can book a rib ride independently. And if the ship's in from 10 till 4 or 10 till 5 or 10 to whatever, if you book a rib ride sort of 11 o'clock, midday-ish, if it broke down, you could swim back. It's that literally that close to the port, and it's about a third.
It was
of
cheaper.
The cost
we did that in Shoulden.
Yeah,
we booked it independently in Shoulden, and that worked well. But we booked this one through Cunard. We were on Queen Mary 2.
And I can't remember off the top of my head the website, but if you just Googled rib rides in Stavanger, I guarantee that this company.
Or go on our website, go to our Shoulden post, and you will see we've got a link there. But yes, and they've also got a lovely little pretty old town, Stavanger. So if you go all the way around the water and then over to the other side, and it's really, remember that colourful little sort of, is it Rainbow Street? It's a beautiful place, and they got a lovely lake and a park, so it's great for a mooch around and a wander.
It's all coming back to me now.
We did the hop on hop off bus there as well, and to be fair, it wasn't very exciting, was it? It took us out to all the areas around Stavanger that was very sort of just a lot of housing estates, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And right opposite that photo that I put on Facebook, Guest Support, and on Instagram, there's all the little white houses there to walk through all the little streets.
Even I guessed the port.
You did.
Carole's horrified. So
no, I say, where's this? I don't know. So
Sharpness Canal. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly that. Steinward Madsen's just saying, so if I asked this before, just checked you've taken a few tour ships before. Do you have any tips regarding reservations, onboard experience and precautions? We've done one Raw Clipper cruise, which was absolutely fantastic. And tips regarding reservations, there was no problem getting reservations because we did it all through Dan, our travel agent. And when you're on board, there's no speciality or anything else to book up apart from some excursions that you might want to do. Onboard experiences, you're very hands-on with the team, aren't you? And it's very personable because there's only 127 people and everyone's so helpful. So you want to know, they have a lady who just knows all about the areas you're going, and they've got an area with all the information. So if there's particular things you want to do, it was very easy to find out information. And precautions, you have to be very wary of, you have to be quite mobile to go on these types of ships because there's lots of steps. If you've got mobility issues, it would be very, very challenging. Getting down onto the tender, most ports are tenders. We had one that we docked in 7 days, didn't we? So precautions would be that, make sure that you wear sensible shoes and take note of the safety. They do a safety talk about how this is slightly different because of all the ropes and everything. But it's definitely an experience we would love to do it again, definitely. Let's have a look. Lisa's here from Calgary, a beautiful part of the world that we're talking about earlier. Lynn's asking, have we ever booked an escorted cruise with Saga? We've not booked an escorted cruise. We went independently. We booked it actually through Saga because we didn't know Dan at that time. So we haven't done an escorted cruise.
You still can't say
escorted.
Carlo says escorted. And I just say, take the E off and go escorted.
That's it. Deb G says she totally agrees with you, Paul. Why people have to make a scene about criteria they're fully aware of before putting foot on a board and then they moan about it. Yeah, people just moan, don't they? Never cease to amaze me. Enjoy the Northern Hemisphere warmth. I know, we're so lucky. Mimi's asking, what degree do you all call a heat wave? What would you say?
A heat wave in England means that you can take your coat off.
No, it's a bit warmer than that. I would say about over 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
No, I'd say over 80 was a heat wave.
Would you?
We often get over 70, but over 80.
When was that then?
It was over 70 today. It
was it?
Yeah, it was 72 degrees today.
Okay, well there we are. So I guess over 80. See, we do weather. We were talking about this the other day.
In England, we have to be dramatic. So if it's hot, we'll say, "Oh my God, it's 90 degrees today."
So it's Fahrenheit.
But if it's cold, we say it's freezing, as in it's 0.
Yeah, or -1 or -2.
But that's Celsius. So we use whatever is best for dramatic purposes. It's -1. Because when you say it's 14 or whatever -1, I don't understand that. I don't even know what -1 is, and but
anyway, AIT Direct's got my Aspels open. You're not keen on that? That's the type of cider for people that don't know.
Yeah, my dad and my sister, one of the P&O, I believe, do Aspels. as well as Thatcher's
Yeah,
Gold.
they do, because your sister and your dad liked
They
it.
do, but I'm trying.
Pause on Thatcher's Haze today.
Somebody, this was a gift.
Yes, I'm sure it was Donna.
From some lovely people.
Ooh.
I can't remember my own name, so it was off somebody on the cruise.
I'm sure it was. Apologies if I've got that wrong, but I'm sure Donna was very generous. She even got me a new dress.
Yes.
So that was awesome.
I remember Donna bought me some Crocs.
Yes. Carole G said very hot in Central Florida. Wow.
I bet it is.
Allison's saying that it's 110 this weekend in Tucson, Arizona.
Tucson.
What did I say?
Tucson.
Tucson. How do you know it's pronounced like that?
Because it's Tucson. I come from Tucson, Arizona.
Mimi saying hello from Tennessee. And Mandy couldn't find us. It has been a bit confusing this week. Next week, just so you know, because Paul's going racing, we're going to be live on Wednesday next week. And then the week after that, we're going to be live on Tuesday because my niece is getting married. And also, for those that are members and patrons in the comments, people are members live on Tuesday next week. So I'll send a reminder out about that too. So Jim's here. So lovely. Hello from Wisconsin. Love meeting you on Gary's group cruise. Yes, it was lovely to meet you both too. Can't wait to see you on this group cruise. Yes, you've booked, which is great. Laurie saying she saw the cheese rolling competition. That is insane. I expect to see Paul compete next year. For those that you don't know, in our home county of Gloucestershire, people run down a vertical hill chasing some cheese. But no, you're not going to be doing that, are you? And
you can't blame the stupidity of that on us British, because 2 years running, it's been won by a man from Germany. I could literally say anything now because Carole's not listening.
Concentrating.
Yeah, I know, so I can say anything at all.
Adam and Lola saying Adam grew up in Gainsborough. So that's where you're going racing, isn't it?
Yeah. Blighton Airfield. So I don't know if he knows where that is. There's a race, there's like a tarmac track and an autograss track. And the last time we raced there, and I hope this isn't putting the mockers on it, we went to sleep the first night and it rained so heavily that the portaloos were floating away. Can you remember that? And the people on the gate took us down the pub. My mum and dad came with us.
Gosh, I can't remember that.
And a lady fell through the bed in her caravan.
Oh, I remember that. Stuck. Yes, I remember that.
A larger lady, I'm going to be as subtle as possible here. She fell over in her caravan and she went through the bed and they couldn't get her out. And they had to get the air ambulance and a fire brigade to cut her out of her own bed.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
And that was before it rained.
Paulie's asking about booking a first cruise. What do you suggest? You need to you need to think, where do you want to go on your cruise and how long do you want it to be? And there's so many cruise companies out there. So you need to first think, where do you want to go on a cruise would be the first thing to think about. And then look at the itineraries that are available for those areas and then look at the cruise companies. But we could talk about that for hours and we haven't got time for that. So Carole D is just saying, just caught Emma's live. I booked a British Isles cruise for September 2026, Majestic Princess. So Gainsborough in Lincolnshire is not far from us in Barnsley.
Well, I was going to say, my geography is awful. So I didn't want to say anything detrimental. Is that anywhere near the Barnsley Tykes?
Yes.
But I know, for us, it's up north.
Yes. They're saying about the sanctuary. Yes, it is different. Steve saying about that. We've mentioned about that, didn't we? The Hollywood Conservatory. Stephen saying they're on Majestic on 10th of July from Barcelona and Southampton. Very nice. Sadly, Shreds and Threads had to cancel. I'm sorry to hear that. Stacey said she's very interested in this one. We've had already with our patrons and members, we're up to just under 70 bookings already. So that's mad, isn't it? It's been out with just our closest followers for a week, and now it's out to the public.
Yes.
And which we're gonna. So if you want to join us,
then please do. We do want to tell you now that we will be capping it at 500.
No. So David and Claire have booked. We're really excited for this cruise. But also my team taking some of our favourite places.
It's been so lovely because we've known David and Claire for years. Through our motorhome adventures.
Yes.
And then they've done a little bit of cruising as well. So they're sort of fledgling cruisers, so they're getting into it now as well. But to see them mixing, you know, as the common denominator was us, and seeing them mixing with complete strangers and making
good
new
friends.
and
It's just
good
magical.
friends. It's really humbling and
Yes,
heartwarming.
it is.
That it's all because of us two idiots.
Well,
that these people are meeting, and I think is
it is.
wonderful.
We've had a lot of time to reflect on our group cruise. No one get emotional. Because Claire got emotional. We were talking about it, and she got really emotional. And it was just such a special week where, you know, yes, we brought this group together, but then everyone had a part in getting to know everyone. And special friendships were definitely made. And I just, you know, it is just wonderful. And that's why we want to do it all over again, because it is just amazing.
You made Claire cry.
I know, sorry.
What did you know? She don't know. I bet she is, though. I bet she got a
So Grace is saying evening, and Grace was on a cruise, and she was so much fun. So,
do you think she can remember it?
Yeah, I think she can. Just Leslie said by then we might be in an ice age. You never know. You never know.
What, 27?
Mandy says she wanted to do a British Isles cruise for ages. We know that a lot. We knew that this itinerary is not for everyone. We know a lot of people in the UK are like, why would we want to go around the UK? But for us to go around, we're very proud to be from the UK and to go to places like Ireland as well, and to France. Just the whole itinerary is full of wonderful, wonderful places, and places that we've been before, some, and places that are new. And it's just, I think this itinerary just showcases the diversity that there is around the British Isles and Ireland. Carole said, I'm a bit sad that the British Islands cruising at the same time. The itinerary is awesome. Yeah, we're really, really pleased that Jerry and Jan won't be able to make it. No, we understand that. So, Chris is saying that we know that they're booked. Really looking forward to the group cruise. Yeah, it'd be great to have you guys. And we got you guys, isn't it? The 4 Welshes, weren't it, all together, just having such a fab time. It was awesome. Laura said she did that route in 2023. Only difference was Le Havre and Greenock. I sailed in May and had very good weather. Well, you just don't know, do you? You just don't know. Hey, Tina's in the house. Hello, besties from Wet Cornwall. Really? Is it raining down there? Oh, that's like Tony and Tina. They're coming on our river cruise, our group river cruise. So
it's like 95 degrees in Gloucester, Tina.
It is. It's a heat wave here.
Sorry,
heat
mate.
Wave.
Yeah. I had to pop round earlier to make sure that your koi carp pond hadn't dried out.
Oh dear. So well, I hope it dries up for you. Catherine saying it's a great itinerary to 22. Majestic is lovely too. Yeah, we're really excited because it's different. It's different from Sky. So that was another key factor in booking that ship, wasn't it? So Lee's saying we went to Le Havre on a cruise last year. Please visit the Royal Gardens. They're free but beautiful. Oh, okay. Thanks for the tip. I've always wanted to go to Honfleur, and I know it's only about 30 minutes from Le Havre, and that's what I'd like to do there. And David said recommend Le Havre bus to Honfleur. Yeah. Julie and Chris, they were a couple, obviously, that they've been members as well for a while, but when we booked our Sky Princess, they'd literally just booked it before, and we managed to see them around the ship, but this time they're actually in the group, and we're really excited about having you guys in the group. And they booked one of the bigger balconies that I showed you on the deck plans earlier on Dolphin
I felt really
deck.
bad, because every time they came up to me to speak to me, I was like, no, sorry.
No, you weren't.
You're not on our
We
group.
will always speak to everyone that we see on a ship, so if you do see us on a ship...
no, do one.
No. So please do come and say hi if you do spot us. Gillian saying hello from a quiet, or I presume quiet, Halifax. Last night we had the Cores at the Peace Hall. We live about a mile away and could hear it as clear as day. No one on tonight. Cores are great, aren't they? Got great voices from Ireland. The Cores.
Go on.
Yeah, go on.
Leave me breathless.
Yeah, Laurie's also booked. We couldn't wait to book Am I on this cruise for a few years. Got lots of overseas people that are from that want to see the UK. So we're really, really looking forward to that. And Catherine and Leighton, so looking forward to this cruise. Hopefully another meet-up in Southampton the night before. Chris Curry, you and Tracy led us astray last time.
Well, yeah, like you need to. Yeah, because in all fairness, everybody had left Wetherspoons, and it was just them 4 left, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah, they were the latest.
And they didn't look like they were leaving
Ah.
anytime soon.
We are having a meet up the night before. We've already discussed that all on Discord and that, and we're there's people staying all over the place, isn't there?
Yeah.
We're at the Holiday Inn, people at Leonardo, so we're probably going to meet at the Leonardo bar, aren't
We'll
we?
meet somewhere.
So let's see. Sally's saying she's currently trying to twist Matt's arm about the group cruise. Utah interviews needs more thought. Yep, totally. And they're on gin and tonic and whiskey and coke. Very nice. Explore with Eric say that's too funny. Just listen to the group cruise because I'm on Majestic Princess now. Brilliant.
Well, there you go, Matt.
Sean saying I booked it. Looking forward to the group cruise. Maybe win $12,000 again in the casino. Yes, Sean.
Jammy
Sean
monkey.
and Elizabeth just came in and said, "You're not going to believe this." I was, "What?" I said, "We just won $12,000 in the casino." We're like, "Oh my god!" We managed to. What did we win?
We turned $50
of onboard credit into
$41.
Yes. So yeah, I hope you do. I hope we do.
Yes.
Julie's asking, will there be some organised excursion by Dan? Yes, there was another question about excursion with like you did to Tivoli Gardens on Skye. Lots of tendering too. Hope to see it okay. There are some tender ports, obviously, because we're going to smaller places that are accessible by tender. So we haven't thought about that because it's 2 years away, but we will be looking at that
when it
because
gets nearer the time,
Tivoli Gardens worked really well, didn't it? It worked well for everyone.
So we're going to do Tivoli Gardens?
We're not going to do Tivoli Gardens.
Disappointing.
So, but it's something we will definitely be thinking about.
I don't know if there's a roller coaster somewhere we can go on, me and Can.
Might be. Not sure where though. I'm trying to think of how.
What's the nearest port to Alton Towers?
No, that's Stoke Way, isn't it? So Gillian's on Watermelon Water. Oh, that sounds interesting. Tony's here in wet Cornwall
as well. Even Tone.
Tony was our bouncer. Tony and Ben did a fantastic job of just when we were having our meetups, just obviously with people coming in, knowing what's going on, and they did a fantastic job.
Well, they
just explaining why we were there. And
they let a few people sneak in, and I think they were taking bribes on the door.
Karen saying she's on Purbeck Gold Cider. Have you heard of that?
No.
Purbeck?
No.
Gil and Sandra. I always say Jill. It's Gil and Sandra's gin and tonic for them. Very nice.
Do you know I had a couple of nice gin and tonics on the group cruise.
Yes, I did too.
And ironically, I had them from the Good Spirits bar, and I said to Carole, "Do you know, this is probably one of the nicest gin and tonics I've had for a long time." And then Ken and Lindsay got a gin and tonic from the Good Spirits bar, and every time they bought Ken and Lindsay a gin and tonic,
it was flat.
They put soda water in it, not tonic.
Actually,
so I'm thinking this is the best I've had, and there's like no. But then Captain's Bounty, honey.
Lovely.
Captain's
if you're on
Bounty.
Princess, make sure you try that cocktail.
Captain's Bounty.
It's a real tropical Caribbean tasting cocktail, isn't it? With rum and pineapple, and it's lovely. I loved it.
Coconuts.
So nice.
So all them healthy things in there.
Exactly. Susan R says, hello from sunny Surprise in Arizona. Ice water here, trying to keep cool. Yeah, I bet.
I love that.
But it's
surprise.
Dave said Paul's bar's open. It is tonight. Friday night, isn't it? So Craig, even all late for the parade again, blame the kids. Hope all are well. Craig had his first cruise on Queen Mary, transatlantic, over to New York, and then flew back, and they had a fantastic time. So I'm so glad you enjoyed it. And we had a nice night out with them the night before which was great. Yeah,
we had double Weatherspoons in Southampton, didn't we?
We did.
We got kicked out both nights because it was closed.
We did. Mandy's saying she's got Diablo Golden Chardonnay tonight. It's been a tough week. Well, hopefully you've got the weekend off to recover. Pension for Life's going on their cruise in 17 days, so that's lovely. Let's have a look. People saying hi, Toe. I don't know. Juliet's having a tea and a lemon muffin. Oh, we like a muffin, don't we, Paul?
Not a lemon, though. Surely double chocolate, triple chocolate. I'll tell you, blueberry. Well, who does nice blueberry muffins? Where was I? I was on Princess.
It was.
Yeah.
Trudy's asking, will you be limited to the number of people that can book your group cruise? I've been talking with Dan and we'll have to leave book until later. No, not at the moment.
No, but there will be age limit. Nobody over 75, unfortunately.
Trudy was so much fun.
She was so naughty.
So don't worry. Booking will be open for one. Obviously, if the ship sells out, then we've got no control over that. But you should be fine. So explore with Eric said 52 nights South Pacific, South American cruise was my longest cruise. Well, that's a long, isn't it? Corinne's booked a late deal on Ambassador for August. Looking forward to trying a new line. We got really excited because I've got a week in between talking about Ambassador because I really want to try Ambassador.
I've got to interrupt now because when we couldn't get on last night, and then Carole used my MacBook, which is her own MacBook, and I had too many windows open, so then it was immediately my fault. She said, "Oh my God, mate, look at this," and it's like, what? Look at this Ambassador cruise. It's only £600, and it's a Live Aid
Band-Aid.
A Band-Aid, Live Aid Band-Aid. Band-Aid, that's a bloody plaster, you numpty. It's a Live Aid Band-Aid in case you cut your finger. Tribute cruise going out of Bristol. Oh my God! And then she looks at the dates, and I'm away racing. So she does that face where she says, "Oh no, I don't mind you going racing."
I don't mind him going racing because I love it.
And so it's like, oh, it's a shame it ain't the day after. And then she said, "Oh, actually, you can get on the day after, but in Falmouth in Cornwall." I said, "Well, it's a long old drive, but if it, if it works, I'm more than happy to do it." So she's getting all excited, and I'm thinking, well, it looks like I got a long drive to Falmouth after my weekend away racing. And then she said, "Oh," so what? It starts off in Bristol, it ends in Newcastle.
Yeah, so that's like
nice and convenient, isn't it?
Which is a shame. I know we could get a transport back from there, but it's too much hassle. So, Pensionville, I said our next cruise is 70 days on Starbreeze in Tahiti. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. And Laurie's saying that we'll be on Hull in September for our first Alaska cruise. Super excited about it. Yes, you should be because it's absolutely awesome. Keiki is in the south of France, so greetings from Keith and Angela. So very, very nice.
Keiki, I like that. I like Keiki.
So remainder of my questions, as I'm no spring chicken, 2 years is quite a bit ahead for me. I don't even buy green bananas now. Brilliant.
Oh, that's the best comment of the night.
I love that. So, and Linda's saying, hello, just back from Canada, Alaska trip on Collings Dam. Loved every minute. Highlight was Rocky Railroad. We were lucky with the weather. If you want to know anything about that, go to our channel and just Google the Rocky Mountaineer and Collings Dam. We had that blast that holiday, didn't we? It was absolutely awesome. And Alison saying Glacier Bay is a must. We haven't got it on our next cruise. We got the Endicott Arm Glacier, but we have been to Glacier Bay. So it is lovely to see. So Grant is asking, he's 2 weeks today. We leave for our Norwegian Fjords cruise. Can't wait to see the sail away party in Old and then Midnight Sun. Have you experienced the Midnight Sun?
No.
Paul hasn't. I have many, many years ago when I worked on cruise ships where it didn't go dark. And the sail away party in Olden is pretty special. There's a pub right at the docks.
Play rock all over the world and all that.
Yeah, they play rock all over the world.
I would like to be in that pub for the sail away. But the trouble is, if you are in that pub for that sail away, you're in the pooper because you like, oh boy.
Yeah, it's fabulous. So I'm sure you'll have a fantastic time. Sharon said they just came back from Iceland with Ambassador. It was stunning and cruising over our hometown of Liverpool. Even better. It is. Ambassador do some really local, don't they? Disembarkation and embarkation points. David's being mean, saying Claire's able to do Saga, but I do not qualify. Well, you do, because as long as you're over 40,
so he doesn't.
Person. No, not yet. Not yet.
So, Claire, what I suggest is maybe you could go as a solo and me and Carole will book as well, and you can leave David, the little baby, at home.
Claire saying the storms are coming. Yeah, they say there's thunder and storms coming to England, don't they?
There's a storm coming, Harry.
Yes. And Matt J. Lane saying, hi, Paul and Carole, first time cruise here. Please say hi to my wife, Anna. Hi, Anna. Thank you, Matt. So,
hi, Anna. I should give Anna some fireworks.
Yes, you got fireworks. There you are. Like, you are being spoiled. Yeah. David saying, never mind the spray gun. What's happened to the bum gun? We're still waiting for our bathroom.
The trouble is, David, there's been a bit of a mix-up. I used the spray gun as the bum gun.
Oh.
And now my bottom's chestnut brown.
So no.
She's not even
I'm
listening.
not listening.
No.
Bridget saying Iceland says wonderful, especially this time of year. And Anna Mike saying been on Morella Voyager twice, one great experience, one not so good. We'd still book again. We love Morella. We do too. It's hard, isn't it?
It's a mess, isn't it?
Iceland is like Norway on steroids.
Ooh.
It does look very dramatic. Let's have a look.
I'll go to Catherine and Leighton because I have to answer that question. You must upgrade to Gold Leaf. Believe me, it's an absolute game changer. I don't know what the price difference is. We booked Silver Leaf only because that was all that was available, because Gold Leaf was fully booked. And then when we went to board on the day, there was a hoo-ha, and we got upgraded. We got a partial upgrade to Gold Leaf. So we didn't get all the Gold Leaf service, but the Gold Leaf carriage is double the height. It's a double decker as opposed to a single decker. So already you get far better views.
And glass dome.
And glass dome seating and everything.
If you can afford it,
you must upgrade to Gold Leaf.
It's a once in a lifetime trip. So if you're going to do it, then I mean, Silver Leaf is still magical. Do you know what I mean? Being on that train is just magical, but having that added element is yes. If we did it again, we would do it. We would do Gold Leaf, wouldn't we?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Aliexo is saying, hoping to go on group cruise, working on the hubby. Iceland's on our list too. P.S. The XO on my name is Hugs and Kisses. Oh, okay.
XO, Ali XO.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, XO is a kiss and a hug.
Okay.
Yeah.
So definitely book the Egypt River Cruise, even if it's 2020. They actually book up very far in advance, but we loved it. Perhaps the Celebrity River Cruise will be up and running by then. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what Celebrity offer, isn't it? Because there's only so many things you can offer on river cruises that go through Europe. And we're so looking forward to going on our Christmas Rivers group cruise. If you don't know about that, we're doing a 5-night, 6-day cruise to Budapest, Vienna, and Bratislava. There's one cabin left on there, isn't there? So if you want to join us, there's one left. So Ted K, have a nice day. Would love to hear the Memories of Egypt trip, especially if it was the worst trip ever. You're both still alive, so it could have been that bad. It was like being on a 40 Towers hotel. You close the door, the number would fall off. It was full of a lot of people that were not very polite and got drunk all day and were just really horrendous, weren't they? Horrible to the staff. It was just
pool was closed because people had gone to toilet in the pool, and we're not talking to number one.
Yeah, it was.
And they did it deliberately.
Building work
starting at 4 o'clock in the morning. It was horrible, and the thing is, it wasn't even very cheap. And then when we complained, we got told that we were liars, and even though we had video evidence, and that's why there's a company in the UK, a travel company I won't name, and we will never ever use them again.
Well, we've got Dan now, and if you're looking for a good travel agent, scroll on our Facebook page, because I put a lovely post about him the other day, because he's been awesome. Adam and Lola are saying, yes, totally agree on the rib rides. We've done many independently. Also provides local with jobs and better value than the cruise lines. Yeah, totally agree. Jennifer's here. So lovely, Jennifer. Smash the thumbs up button. Share some love for PNC. Well, thank you very much. What other questions you have? Cruising Fanatics say they did a Nile cruise as my first ever cruise and still think it was the best ever experience. Did it over Christmas and was in the Valley of the Kings on Christmas Day. Definitely do it. Yeah, it does look special. It really does.
Said it was when I looked at them, I was doing, because with the TUI thing, you get lots of excursions included. And then doing the research on the places they're going, and it just looked absolutely mind-blowing, because it's just, you know, whether you like a good conspiracy theory or whatever, to see like a proper, you know, to go like the Valley of the Kings, Valley of the Queens, the pyramids, all that sort of stuff, which is still like bonkers, that people can't really explain to this day, that because some of the stones that are used for the pyramids weigh 80 tons. So how did they lift something that was 80 tons all those hundreds of thousands of years ago? It's just mind-blowing. So yes, it was that's something I would like to say.
Yeah. Laura's saying, hopefully we've answered that about the excursions.
Yes.
Julie's saying, go on Apex next year, can you book troll cars independently Oldham? Yes, you can. I'm sure you can.
Them little electric ones.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
So yes, Egypt's on our bucket list. So nice to kill two birds with one stone. Exactly, it would. Sorry, 8 p.m. has thrown people. I know we didn't want to go at 7 p.m. because Emma Cruises was on. So we didn't want to miss our week because we love chatting with all you guys. So that's why. But normally our time is 7 p.m. So sorry, it's been a bit confusing. That damn outage really buggered things up, didn't it?
Yes.
So Clarendon said, I love Thatcher's Haze is overtaking Blood Orange and Blackcurrant in my ranking. Oh.
Yeah, I like black. I love the blackcurrant one, but I'm not keen on the blood orange, I must admit.
So Chad. Oh, Donna and Scott saying like we'll be friends for life. Nutters group.
Yeah.
Yes, totally. Hashtag Nutters group. So with our Jim saying Lincolnshire's in the Midlands, not North, we'd be in Scotland with your geography. Yeah, poor Scott. Well,
I had to laugh. Somebody put on TikTok earlier, they bought this car from up north and they'd been ripped off and they bought it in Birmingham. And I thought, well, my geography is bad, but if you think Birmingham's up north,
yeah.
And they'd come from, where'd they come from? They'd come from somewhere that was, they'd come from Manchester. They said, we come from Manchester to buy this car from up north, and they bought it in Birmingham. And they said, well, that's what you get, when you buy stuff from up north. It's like, what?
So Sean said on Sunday, I will tell you how to pronounce Greenock on the Zoom. Yeah, we got our Zoom Sunday with our top tier patrons. So looking forward to that.
Is it not Greenock then?
Greenock. And Sean will let us know. Adam saying, yes, friends for life, sure. Thanks to you, Nutters Group. Aww. Let's have a look. Let's see if there's any more questions. Corin said a group cruise to Honfleur, like the Tivoli bus, possibly. So the David saying, is Majestic more of an outward-looking ship as opposed to Sky? Yes, it seems to be, from what we've seen with the inside pool and also that conservatory area. God, I'm having a hottie boy. That fan's not cooling me down.
Wow.
Yes, Lisa here. So Andy and I are booked and can't wait to join you both. Exactly. Hi from New Zealand. Yes, new to cruising and new to our Patreon. So it'd be lovely to have you two guys on board. Jamie's asking, would we ever do a group cruise for Royal Caribbean in the future? We are open to options on all cruise lines, but it depends on Dan has to speak to the companies and look at what they offer for groups. And some offer better rates, etc. Not so much rates, but conditions and how it works.
Yeah, it's not even about rates. What we want is obviously we want everybody to be looked after. And what Princess did really well is when we had the Vista Lounge. We had the Vista Lounge for 2 hours every day. They put a full bar staff on. They made sure we were catered for, absolutely fabulous. We did a coffee morning as well, which they were all over. And everything we had asked for, they delivered. And obviously, we spoke to, like, Gary Bembridge has done a few group cruises, and he said, sometimes it hasn't gone as swimmingly as he would have hoped. And he was on our group cruise as well, and he commented on some of the things we did, how well it went. So that's one of the reasons that we've gone back to Princess. One was the itinerary, because we had a lot of people ask for the British Isles, and one was as a ship we haven't done. And, there's a few differences on it. But the other thing was how well that Princess looked after us. And they're going to be a very tough act to follow, but it doesn't mean that we're going to be Princess for life.
Exactly. We're doing Cunard in April for our members only cruise. We're obviously got Riviera Travel. We're doing our river cruise with, and also our yacht cruise. So yes, we will look at all different
so nothing's
companies.
In stone.
Craig saying the gutted not be able to go on the group cruise. The rents won't take the kids off us.
Well, I say nothing's in stone, but Craig's in stone.
He is. Yeah. Let's have a look. So I just where it is. We've gone over an hour and a quarter. Let's have a look. Sean said he's loved the captain's bounty, but mostly drank dark and stormy. Donna said that would have worked well for them. 10 minutes from the Newcastle cruise port, you can park the car at hours.
Yeah, exactly. but it started in Bristol was the problem.
And I think we'll finish off here with Robert saying that in that pub in Oldham, there's a table of Iona which I helped design. Well, that's awesome, isn't it? And is there any other questions there that I've missed? Mike and Carrie have made it through airport security. For those that you don't know, all our members will know. Mike and Carrie have spent time in North Carolina. Sadly, Mike's father passed away, and they're on their way back home to Seattle, who we're going to see in September. So I think we'll finish there.
Yeah.
But also, Stephen saying hi from the Goon, who's another new patron.
You cannot read it. You seriously can't have that as the last comment. You've got to have another comment now. You can't have that.
Well, let's have this one from Mandy, who's saying that she loves Egypt, have done all the big sites in Luxor and Cairo, would love to save Abu Simbel though. And Ted K, have a nice day. He said, have a good weekend.
Yes, that's a good one to end on. I cannot believe she's going to end on that.
So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. It's been a pleasure as always. And we're so glad that the tech worked. So we will see you. If you want to join our live next week, we're live. It's Wednesday next week, isn't it?
Yes.
And then Tuesday the following week. So thank you so much. And whatever you're up to this weekend, have a fabulous one.
Top tier patrons.
See you Sunday.
See you for Zoom Sunday.
Yes. Right.